Good when you are.
All right.
Complexity's turn to pick.
Welcome back, everybody. Game number 2 now between Liquid and Complexity. Purge. We saw game number 1. It was kind of iffy for Complexity. They lost in 20 minutes, but it did feel experimental almost in a way, right?
It did a little. Yeah, I think they played a little bit more team fight, strength core. They still did the Darkseer thing and they did their Ricky thing. It was like a lot of the same kind of rules, but I feel like the heroes didn't fit together like Complexity normally has.
Yeah.
And honestly, the biggest problem was the Earth Spirit. It completely nullified the strength that DK had in the early game. And maybe it was because they took a fight in a very aggressive place. They were like by tier 2 towers on the Radiant side, so their opponents could gank them and set up easier, but they needed that fight to go better. It didn't. There's too much magic damage, and now they banned the Earth Spirit. So I think that may be the solution. They could do a similar thing as what they did before, but make it work a little bit better in the early fights.
Nature's Prophet, first pick for Liquid. Nothing surprising there, but the Darkseer acts as the response from Complexity. Also not too surprising, seeing as, like, if you want to get your hands on Axe, it's going to be 3-4 banned. So
yes, especially against coL here, for sure. But I can't wait to see how Liquid reacts to the strat, because I assume they're going to do something similar to what they did yesterday. It's not going to be as effective. Their opponents are going to know what's happening. They're going to watch the levels on the map to say, like, oh, they're level 6 now. They're going to go rotate to Ancients. So it'll be cool to see how Liquid adjusts to it. There's a couple ways you can block camps. You can pick a roaming support that can just sap experience. You can block the Ancients super early, for example. Another good thing, maybe you could like Roche ward above the Roche if you're on Radiant, for example. Complexity is Radiant, actually. Get a ward by the Ancients, that way you can see how the stacks are progressing, for example. Maybe take the offlane tower faster. There's like so many different ways to potentially deal with it, but it's definitely important that they're able to contest the Ancient stacks, I think. The jungle stuff was fast, but the Ancients are really what put Axe way over the top. So I kind of like that Liquid's picking some very good early game heroes.
Yeah, Gyrocopter, definitely one of the faster carries in the meta, which just comes to his timing. He's able to output damage so early on. Does make you a little bit scared about the blade mail of the Axe, but I think for the most part, Gyrocopter is a pretty suitable response to Axe in many ways, just because he's, comes online so quickly.
And you can lane against him as well if they ever do shit. I guess Axe isn't going to offlane, but Rocket Barrage is a really good early game skill, and like I mentioned in the last game, you need nukes to deal with high armor armlet heroes, which seems to be what everybody's dabbling in right now. But the way that Liquid started their draft here, they look fine against armlet, really. Like Rocket Barrage, call down, tons of magic damage. You can't armlet toggle through Rocket Barrage. It's almost impossible, probably. So I like that opening right off the bat. And a ban here from Complexity. Somebody we haven't seen much this patch. Most people think that the hero's worse. I think it's just as good. Maybe a little bit worse, but it could put Team Liquid in this like 5-man push lineup kind of a thing, and it would be quite good versus Axe. Maybe that's the problem. It's an Axe counter, life steals, lots of physical damage. The silence is pretty big, so you can't chop as much or call necessarily. I haven't seen it played though. Almost no team is picking it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. And they'll also ban away the Crystal Main away from Liquid. So this lineup would definitely, I mean, they had the Furion last time, but I feel like the Gyrocopter would definitely utilize the extra mana quite a lot. So
I think that's honestly why they picked the CM. They're like, okay, we need nukes. Got to have nukes to win the early game. CM plus Earth Spirit, that's so high magic damage output compared to most support duos that everybody's running. Most people are running like Witch Doctor. It's all physical combos. At least in the C region, which I was mostly casting for regionals, it was all about physicals. Like Slardar, Venge, Witch Doctor were the heroes. But now everybody's like really they're reacting to the armlet stuff and shifting back over to magic supports. So it's really fun to watch that change happen over time.
Alchemist and Juggernaut going to be the 2 carries banned away by Liquid.
Straightforward, I guess. Complexity's been routinely banning Alchemist in their first round, so they clearly value the hero a lot. Didn't always work out for them super well, but definitely could have fit into their draft a bit. Doesn't really synergize with their other heroes, I guess, but Lina will be their pick. That's probably their mid. I think they're one of the few teams that does still draft Lina as a core.
And it makes sense here in this matchup. The pure damage of the Lina can cut through the Gyrocopter's somewhat limited HP. Even if he has BKB, you can try and get the Ags.
You can catch Nature's Prophet pretty easy. You can stop his push. The Axe combo followed up by Lina stun is relatively amazing. And they still lane pressure decent with the Darkseer, but the only problem here is I feel like Lena's gonna get kind of crushed mid. It's like if NP can TP globally, you just need a couple disabling supports. Lena's just gonna die early.
Yeah. You still don't know what your mid matchup is, but you can presume Liquid are going to get it at least a little bit favorable, right? So,
and they already grabbed a carry that's favorable against Darkseer, so it's like it doesn't matter that much if the supports rotate to gank mid.
Yeah,
they're still going to be fairly survivable there. So, I like Liquid's draft better right now for sure. But maybe if Complexity can get away with the amount of greed they did the other game with Axe, then this could definitely work. But right now their lanes don't look favorable, in my opinion. Unless they do a 1v1. Maybe.
I agree with you. I think that Rubik's also a nice pickup against Darkseer and in general. Rubik got a small little buff. The Fable damage increased in the magic resistance. Because I actually always really liked going for the magic armor. It was just such a crappy value level before, but now it's actually pretty value, right? You can go 1-for-1 if you want, and then max out telekinesis, or you could still go for 1-4-4. If magic nukes are going to be the name of the game, Rubik may become picked up a lot more frequently. It's
pretty good this game versus Darkseer Lina. Axe does do pure damage spins now, so
that is true.
Maybe less good than it was before, but I could definitely do for just one no field early game. Especially if you're 5-manning a lot, absolutely worth it. If you're by yourself, it's most times better to get stats or the lift, but I think it's definitely good to have if he's as blind as allies, that's for sure. I like the pick. He's got decent spells to steal. Lina's always happy to steal any of those spells, especially Light Strike Array. Lifestealer is the next pick, so now they're changing up their damage a little bit, and now they've got a good initiation combo. Axe or Darkseer initiating first.
Yep.
Lifestealer versus Gyro is fantastic as well, because he can just rage when the Rocket Barrage comes out of the cooldown, for example, and then generally shreds people that have high HP, and Gyrocopter usually builds stats and HP, so they've got two cores that really counter the Gyro rail well. So if he doesn't get off to a good start early mid-game, he's going to have some tough time.
I agree with you, but that oh my god, Razor is such a good counter to Lifestealer. He's a tankier hero, so you won't be able to pop him immediately with Lina or Axe. I mean, I think Sustain is going to be the name of the game for Liquid, because they seem to have all the counters.
It looks really good. The Razor definitely was the perfect pick here. And not to mention, he can reflect disables with unstable current, so he's going to be slowing people like Lina if she uses her ult. Kind of similar thing to Lifesteal, even though he can remove it with Rage, for example. Just that little zap back can sometimes make a difference.
It's funny, they actually ban away the Wyvern themselves, Complexity that is, because they have a Lifestealer. They want to make sure that... Because Lifestealer is such a single target focus, right? He open wounds, somebody rages, he tries to chew him up. Well... Cold Embrace can buy a lot of time, so...
Yeah, and Liquid, they are about survivability here. Like, putting Cold Embrace, hypothetically, on one of their cores after they comboed by Axe could definitely keep them alive. And they have to get those kills at the starts of the fight. They don't want to have drawn-out engagements, because then Razor gets more damage, more minus armor from Eye of the Storm, there's more rocket barrages, that kind of stuff. So Liquid's going to go all about their dual roam, basically. So these are the two heroes that are going to basically just make Lina's life hell. I just don't see her doing well in this mid matchup now.
Do you consider maybe rotating the Lina then as a support with Lifestealer? As their kind of like weird dual lane, and you go a different mid? Is it that bad?
Yes, that's all right. What's the hero they combo with though? They're lacking a lot of setup before they have Blink on Axe. Yeah, that's for sure. They need something semi-defensive that can lane okay against Razor. Lina support could work here, just because Lifestealer will have a setup hypothetically, but yeah, and that's what they're going to do, defensive mid Lina support, so you definitely called that one. And Puck is much harder to kill by Rubik Tusk. Like, both of them are positioning-based abilities. Puck has good positioning with just skill points, so, and he can lane much better against Razor as well.
Yeah, so. It's still going to be pretty rough, as you said. They don't have the setup stun for the Lina, but...
Yeah. Puck's good for the laning stage, I think. He's not so good middle to late. I don't like him there against these heroes, really. The Dream Coil is kind of nice, I guess, because it's going to force them to group and clump a bit, but against tanky heroes that are trying to survive and push, medium damage nukes from Puck is not amazing. That's not exactly what you want. But if you get Veil, I guess it'll amp the Lina and the Darkseer. That part's kind of cool, but I feel like Puck's more of a laning solution here rather than a team fight synergy.
Yeah.
Although Puck lifesteal is also good, so I guess that part works really nice.
It kind of feels like it's one of those lineups where we could see another situation where Complexity have lost the game by 20 minutes, but it's more of a we know they've lost the game, but the game's not actually over yet because it seems like they have to get so much done from that 10 to 20 minute window, right? When the lifestealer's level 6, the Puck's ready to go, hopefully has a blink dagger pretty quickly, and they're running around searching for kills and just being super aggressive against Liquid. Because as this game draws out, I don't see them being able to beat Razor and Gyrocopter. And we're not talking late game either. We're talking like 30, 35 minutes. I don't see them being able to beat those heroes.
Especially if they have like a semi-decent mid game.
Yeah.
I mean, again, with the Puck pick, they do have better initiation. They don't have to rely on Z-Freak necessarily getting blink fast, so that's always good, but I just don't know. I guess it's all right. I do like the Puck pick as a whole. Gives them better early gank, counter gank kind of stuff that Tusk and Rubik will be punished for most likely.
Remember the old days when Open Wounds was like a really long range ability?
Yeah,
it was like 700 range or something?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was like 600-ish.
Back then, you used to have Lifestealer being the opening disable and setting up the Lina. We used to play as a support, but that was a long, long time ago, and that is certainly not the case anymore, where it starts at 200 now and only goes up to 500 and maxed out.
Well, they do kind of have good early roam as well. Like, Lina's kind of a weak setup disable sort of thing, but her combo with Axe could give Axe some more chops early. Like, mixing a damage support with Axe is a good thing. So if they get some good rotations off mid-game, it could be absolutely game-winning for them. Because Liquid will have a little bit of trouble catching up if they're behind. If the Gyro does a little bit weak, and the Razor does a little bit weak, Complexity could just roll over this if their gank's off well enough. And they're going to duel offlane. Pretty standard for Complexity.
Yeah. A lot of run at you. This will leave Chessie for now in an awkward position.
Orb of Venom on Axe, kind of cool. No Stout Shield.
Oh, does he really?
He might have trouble, though. I don't know. Not completely sold on this. I think he has to get Stout pretty fast. Although now that he's Orb, maybe you want Boots first.
Running at Kuro. Eric's is going to go for the pull here. They're going to pull Z-Freak back in despite his Ion Shell. They're still going to try and fight him out. Z-Freak still not opting for a level in anything.
Yep, that's a salve. If he had a Stout Shield, he would have taken like at least 150 less damage there. Could have been absolutely worth it. Orb of Venom has not given him value just yet. I find this is a mistake. Maybe you go Stout Shield into fast Orb of Venom, but he's already so far behind now. He wasted one of his tangos kind of by salving now. If he gets some kills, it'll be worth it, but it's iffy.
I placed Liquid, like, if I looked at this matchup, I would say 80-20 before it even began, right? That Liquid would take it 2-0. But it seems like I am almost feeling like Complexity kind of feel the same way, and they're just like doing things just a bit different. Just almost, you don't want to say experiment, because it's a big tournament, and I'm sure they're not trying anything for the first time. But it does feel like some of these strategies they're running against Liquid are just a little bit not quite polished out,
Yeah. I mean, I think their strategies are pretty cool. It's just they're slightly misplaying a lot of initiations and things like that. That's maybe the reason I'm trying. Limp might actually die mid.
Yeah. So much damage. Fodder just needs one more right click. Limp will be able to make the jump away, actually keeping his healing salve alive. Fodder really wants to cancel that, but actually just takes a tier 2 shot in return. So that actually ends up being not terrible for Limp, given that he went from almost dying to the Razor to actually giving almost equal damage back from the tower shots.
Yeah, that was so cool that he jumped it. It dodges projectiles when you do that, so if he wouldn't have done that, he would have taken an extra 100 damage. His salve would have been broken. He would have been at like 30% HP, and then he would have really had a tough lane.
Yeah.
Razor did get buffed, though. His link range is longer. Oh, Swindle's in trouble top.
Nice block out there, and they're going to be able to snowball him mid-surge as well, stalling up his retreat. Now Z-Freak will actually take a lot of damage, and they're going to keep going for him. Matumba Man, even with the battle hunger, he wants to be able to claim the life of the Axe and take that off of him, and so he does. Fortunately, I swear to God, it's not on me, guys. At the same time, bottom lane mind control did die to Hanskin and Chessie.
Okay, so at least they get mind control. That's one good thing going for them, but that was such a cool little gank they did. They like snowball ice shards, and then as he got out of the ice shards, they lifted him and put him right back in it. They bought so much time for damage there. And a great dive as well by Matumba Man. He de-aggroed well. Then the tower attacked him again and he lost his salve. So that actually cost him quite a bit in laning because he's going to have to go back now. Good for Kobe though. He's going to hit 4 from this most likely. So he'll be happy. Possibly a really fast Arcane Boots. Maybe the water things. What are those called again? The raindrops. Okay, I can remember that. Raindrops.
Yeah,
the most common form of small pieces of water, right?
Yeah. When you said water, I thought blue, and then blue made me think the other new item, Windlace.
Okay.
Limp's gonna be jumped on here by Jerix. Does get the block off. Doesn't really matter by now though. Fada's already turned around to go for CS. So Jerix, I don't think he really expected too much out of that. Just a bit of pressure, and also as he rotates out of mid, we'll be able to get the rune.
It could have gone okay if Limp didn't have an observer ward because he reacted immediately to the snowball. And Jerix had to wait until the orb comes out from Puck to even attempt that. So he was
Swindle's
closer,
dead?
he was fine.
He's going to be hit by the rocket. Looks like he is. Bonk.
Okay.
coL may be the turnaround kill here as he can't quite get the aggro off of him. Yep.
Range creeps, man. They're vicious.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, mind control. Ooh. Low. Hanskin unable to finish him off, and they will back up to the creep wave. Still, top CS on the board is Lifestealer by a pretty wide margin, thanks to all this fighting at top lane.
It's a pretty high action game, and Limp having trouble mid due to the minus damage that Razor puts out. So, Fada's beating the Puck here by quite a bit. 11 last hits on Puck versus 19 on Razor.
And here we were concerned that the Lina would have a hard time in the mid lane because of the rotations, but it turns out just the 1v1 matchup.
Swindle's dead again.
Yeah.
Snowball with Matumba Man on the gyrocopter. It's just so much chase here.
Axe is going to come in if he has a call. Oh, he gets the call, and Matumba Man and will be able to save Swindles, but until the flat-handed shot comes out, finish him off. But still, Z-Freak almost gets a turnaround kill, and it was so close. But now he's going to get kited around. Matumba Man. No! Matumba Man, why? Jerix is going to die too. God. And that was such a blunder from Liquid.
The TP mind control.
Two.
All right, he's going to get this right.
All right. He's
right?
He's got it.
No, I'm just kidding. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
All right. There we go. Mind control gets something out of it, but still.
What a swing. That actually gave Swindles money despite the fact that he died. That's incredible. Limp in trouble for 3.
The phase shift dodges some damage. The orb is just not going to be up fast enough, though. Jerix nicely timing that snowball.
Fada's owning. Guy knows how to play mid, man.
He knows how to play Razor.
That
dude knows how to play some disgusting mid heroes.
Yeah.
You know, Viper, Razor. Yeah.
And I love the raindrops on top of this. He's got bottle already, so he has a lot of regen, but with the raindrops, he can just constantly pressure the Puck. Puck is like last hitting with orb, and Fada's just constantly casting static link. Swindles may be in trouble.
And it gets pulled back in. Telekinesis, they'll be able to get some damage in with the haste rune. They'll keep up to Swindles. This requires Hanskin to be able to land the stun to save Swindles, but misses it. Gets some magic damage out on Fada. Swindles might actually survive as coL's diving in deep with the help of the homing missiles. Swindles is managing to keep himself just one step ahead of that one to get the healing salve full out and may be able to live. Swindles still in some trouble as Fada is actually trying to run him down all the way past the tier 2 tower. What is Liquid doing? Come on! Swindles making another marvelous escape, I guess you could call it that, and Complexity still battling it out. Snowball hits on 2. Chessie trying to get away. Z-Freak with a call. Now he just needs one more spin. Jerix is still going to die to the Ion Shell, and Z-Freak looks for more. What in the world? Liquid. They're just playing sloppy as all hell.
Yeah. Freak is owning this game. He's actually keeping them together. I mean, with that said, he wouldn't be in this position if Matumba Man hadn't fed him that double kill. But they're doing great now, and things are evening up a bit. Lina's still under leveled at level 4 here. Look at the last hits this game. This is easily the lowest last hit I've ever seen in a pro game. Easily.
Yeah.
26 last hits is the number 2 at 7 minutes. Is this like a 5k MMR game? 4k MMR? But they're just fighting so much. There's dual lanes everywhere, tons of rotations. Razor prevents last hits with static link. It's a very, very bizarre game.
A new 7-8. The game between Complexity and Liquid in number 2 is actually turning out to be rather even. The metrics very close on both sides.
Well, Mind Control's got ulti, so they can set up some kills. Maybe a fight here at the bot rune, but the Trans will scout this out. They might go for this. Limp's pretty low here. They can land the stun.
Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Will be hit by the snowball. Managed to get the regen onto the Tusk. He may still die here as he's going to be slowed down by the open wounds until Big Daddy Fada comes in, starts slowing down Chessie. protecting his two squishier heroes and should be able to get this kill on Chessie rather easily, especially with the Ice Shard block in.
Nice done. Gyro TP'd as well to the tower. They can chase Hanskin. He's got a snowball.
Yeah, it's coming up. coL and Mind Control also going to join in on this chase. So Hanskin, he knows he's super dead. Complexity now giving away some unnecessary kills themselves.
Dude, there's so many raindrops in this game, actually. Like 3 people in Liquid have them. 2 now. A lot of water-based items, let's be real.
Windlace,
except that's wind, I guess, yeah.
All around.
It definitely looks like a waveform or something.
Yes, it looks
easily.
like, yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like that is definitely an ocean wave. Come on.
I don't like the early game items, though. It just gives them so much mana in the early game and more survivability than most people expect, so it gives you the chance to outplay your opponents.
Z-Freak biding his time, thinking he's going to be able to catch someone underneath this tower. Obviously, we know that's not going to be the case. coL silently waits farther behind this tier 1 because he knows the rest of his allies are pushing out bottom. That's giving him a lot of information that Complexity do want to go for this, but he may not expect the second wraparound here from coL, where I got to be able to catch him with the Dream Coil. coL might be able to make some sort of steal on something to get some damage, but not the case.
Good chop for them there. They're trading towers in the meantime. Most of Liquid is actually bottom set up for this. The exception of Fodder, who's actually catching him mid, so he's got some items coming out, just a Basilius and a bottle for him. So a little bit of armor. Definitely needs it in the early game against the Lifestealer. But with the towers trading, this is mostly okay for coL, but they got to defend their mid. They can't lose this as well.
They're going to leave Z-Freak here at the top lane while he tries to finish up what I can only presume is his Blink Dagger.
Courier got sniped by Mind Control as well.
Yeah. The rest of the Complexity team moving into the mid lane, trying to stop this push, but doesn't seem like they're going to be fast enough.
They can catch him on the back lane, maybe. Puck doesn't have ult for 20, though. It's low. The Hellbear's coming from the bind. The wraparound.
Right. Oh, Hellbear, go. No, Fada just moves right.
Okay. Well, they force some rotations. They can deny the tower. They'll probably leave it up for a bit. They've got puck ult now. Maybe they'll still go in.
Now, is it Complexity's turn? Try and poke at that tier 1.
He still doesn't have an armlet on Lifestealer, though. That's one thing that I think is really hurting coL, that Lifestealer rotated like twice in early game and he only died. And he still doesn't have an armlet. But if he had an armlet early game, he would have just easily crushed those early fights. Would has good damage, but they don't have massive amounts. And if he had that big armor pickup, he would have definitely survived, maybe gotten some kills.
So it all ends up just being a deny on the mid tier 1, while Lifestealer farms with Hellbear Smash, or Thunderclap.
Okay, and Axe still jungling. He's almost got Blink Dagger, about 200 away. Once they get that, I think they're going to be really happy to fight. That plus Buck combo, if he can grab 2 or 3 heroes, the fight's over instantly. He can Orb Silence on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus Iron Shells on Darkseer. He's got mech finished, so their fight is ready to go. Whereas on Liquid side, they don't have anybody working on a mech yet. So mostly just bracers and wands. A lot of bracers and wands.
They're going to be... How many drums are they going to get? I think Mind Control gets one, right? coL looks like he's going to be getting one, since he's got the Windlace anyway.
Yeah,
I doubt Razor gets one.
I like it on Gyro, I think, because that hero is very movement speed based, and he does cast a lot of spells, but I think they're more just worried about surviving early game stuff, because a Bracer makes a huge difference when we're talking about Axe Chop.
Yeah, and we did say right early on that Complexity had to dominate that 10 to 20 minute marker, so it makes sense that Liquid would do some unusual prioritization in early game items. But
here.
Yeah, beautiful pick off on Matumba, man.
A little careful with the chop, and they get off, and that should be Armlet, I guess, somewhere soon for Complexity.
Yeah.
Lifestealer 0, 2, and 4, 54 last hits. Everybody's pretty even on last hits now. Definitely still a very weird game. And they're ready to go again. I mean, that's one benefit of Axe. Always ready to fight.
It's funny, the top 7 people in net worth, or there's only a difference about 1,300 between first place and 7th. The net worth is rather even as well.
That is insane, actually.
Yeah. Everyone's getting just a bit of farm. Liquid are getting a little bit more in Complexity are out of this, but Complexity do hold the experience advantage for now.
The order that coL's heroes are in is not looking amazing though. I mean, their bottom farmer is Lifestealer of their pack. That is. I mean, Lena's way behind, but Puck, Lifestealer are the lowest, followed by Axe, and the top farmer is Darkseer. And they're not that far behind what Liquid is. I'm sure they have a. It looks like they have a gold. It's actually Liquid with a gold advantage, but it's close enough where the top networks are behind, but it's not so much. With the exception of Razor, he's really far ahead, about 1,000. They're all buying drums. They're actually gonna be so fast for the whole game now.
Mataba Man found Hanskin. He saw him farming up this camp earlier, but it's not going to be good enough. The Dream coil actually keeps him in place. Waits it out. Takes a little orb damage.
Okay.
And he'll be okay.
Gyro's actually not going for drum. He's going to be grabbing a Dragonlance, it looks like.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
The value stat item for 2k gold. Not normally here that you want to attack from range. No, another reason I kind of like this is there's a lot of AoE disables for complexity.
Ion Shell plus, well, I was going to say some spins.
That's one hero.
But,
that was a sick orb. A scouting harass. Yeah, with a little bit more range on Gyrocopter, he's less likely to be caught by the Axe initiation, or the Lena stun, or the Puck ulti or combo.
Or in range of the Ion Shell, that would say kill you when you're sitting around at 5 HP.
That's dangerous. A little dangerous.
I think Matamba Man's learned his lesson from that one, at least.
Yep. I kind of like the Dragonlance here. I think it's a better early game item than Drum is on Gyro, and it's just about a little bit more expensive. Pick up.
Well, the Buckler and the Headdress, they're going to go on Z-Freak here. Looks like they want to. He doesn't actually have any mana for spin or anything like that, so this magic damage, I'm going to start chipping him down. But all it ends up being is them forcing a lot of Complexity members TP down. Still with the Surge, they might be able to catch something. Oh, that. All right. Surge on the Courier. Jarex turns around with a Walrus Punch. They do have a homing missile that's going to be coming in as well. Jarex hoping to be able to buy himself some space with the Ice Shards, and he does so beautifully, but still looks like he may be caught out by the orb of the Puck, or not. Now it's going to be Liquid who actually turn things around, with Fada leading the charge here with the Dream Coil and the stun. Still not enough nuke damage to be able to finish up. Matamba Man until Z3 comes in. Go for the spin, but no, Matamba Man's too damn fast this time around, friend. Chessie, he's going to eat his way through the trees as Fada's getting a little bit kited around. Hasn't been able to lock down on one hero just yet. Matamba Man trying to get himself away from Limp, whose orb is going to miss out on a kill there. And he's actually got a TP out because Fada's going to reveal him inside of the trees. Will be able to get away if only they could have gotten the kill on Matamba Man. That would have actually been a pretty damn good fight for Complexity, but without it, all they claimed was supports.
Yeah, he's so fast with the phase and the Windlace, though. They just can't catch up to him. But and I keep looking at Lifesteal. I'm like, if he had Armlet since 5 minutes ago, this game would have been so different. Yeah. So you might have killed Jarex faster. Jarex didn't even die, I don't think. They just couldn't get a lot of their kills that they needed. And the Blink Dagger from the Puck came a little bit late because the Razor did so well mid against him. Okay, is that the most gimme kill I've ever seen?
I think so.
Maybe.
Lifestealer. Waiting. Finally pops out, and now they should be able to kill Mind Control.
Maybe. It's going to be kind of close.
Oh, the Ice Shards! No, it doesn't actually separate Chessie, but they managed to get the telekinesis on him as his magic immunity wears out. Now he's going to be hit by the missile as well. Oh, dear. He actually not only feeds away that kill, but also gives Kuro free rage for the next team fight.
If Puck hadn't used his nukes on the mid lane, then he would have had them earlier, and they possibly could have just jumped on him. More ganks coming.
Now Swindle's going to be caught inside the Sprout, immediately eats through the tree, and will be able to get the distance required to retreat, but still... Complexity, I mean, the idea was somewhat right in the fact that him jumping inside the Puck, they needed to be able to continue to go for these kills. And that's kind of the upside of Complexity, right? We say they have to dominate the 10 to 20 minute marker. They're not doing it yet, but they're also a team that's not relying on cooldowns. So if they can start getting some of that momentum, they could just go and go and go.
They're losing their advantage now. The mech is up pretty soon for Mind Control, so that's a global mech basically, and he's got Drum and Phase. He's actually a very tough kill. Unless they set up with some chain stuns. So for now, very, very easy for him to survive, and Chessie keeps kind of falling a little bit flat in terms of very position damage. The Lifestealer's not working very well this game. It's not seeming like a good pick. It does combo well with the Puck, like we said, but he really needed to do better in some of those early fights.
Is it time for a smoke on Liquid? Seems like it. Crow's got one. He's hanging out with the boys. Somebody's got to push out that mid lane first, though, and seems like they're going to hold off for now.
And Rubik keeps getting a great steal. He's got rage so much this game. That's a 5-second BKB for 75 mana. What a great thing to have, especially against like Lena, Puck, those guys initiate and he sees it coming.
They're going to run straight into Fada here, manage to blow almost everything they have to quickly bring him down. And yeah, the Laguna Blade is everything they have. Complexity do get a very big kill in that one. coL is actually, and they're going to buy back here. Liquid really want to be able to fight this one. They know they have the advantage, especially with Chessie caught out behind enemy lines, and now they're going to be able to go for more. Z-Freak's going to be nice vacuum though by Swindles, and that might actually allow Complexity to be able to back out in peace. coL's trying to chase them down, but doesn't want to get too close to the fire. Jarek's boldly going uphill. He's got to block out these heroes. He'll block out one with the Ice Shard. Swindle starts eating his way through, but immediately is telekinesis up, brought back, managed to get another steal. coL managed to call him, and Swindles is held long enough for them to be able to get that one. Hanskin does manage to TP out thanks to a lack of mana on Liquid.
Very few people actually died in that fight. The fight recap's not counting the dieback or the buyback from Razor, but very, very cool fights. Kuroki had such a sick play at that start. I don't know if you caught it, but he lifted, threw him back, and then stole call from the axe immediately to call after the lift. Huge kill from Puck.
Whoa!
Tusk.
Puck, and now Axe. If he gets one more spin. No, he actually doesn't have the mana for the cut, but if he just body blocks him, allows Chessie to do the damage. Yeah, Chessie's coming forward, got the open wounds, and that's the end of it. Double kill for Lim.
Z-Freak's playing really well here, and it's allowing a lot of his cores to catch up. In fact, all the cores on coL are playing well with the exception of Chessie, and Chessie's now catching up a bit. He's staying alive in fights, he's getting some damage out, but mainly Axe and Puck, they're doing really well KDA-wise.
Yeah, the Blade Mail is definitely a big one, as Matumbaman, with his item choices, did stall up his BKB a bit, right?
Well,
and
it's I guess BKB is good against Blade Mail for Gyro because he is magic based.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's actually a good solution there.
Yeah.
But he's close. He's not that far away, and his survivability and movement speed and his damage is all very strong right now. I still like the Dragonlance here. If everybody else, if you have 4 other drums on your team, I'm cool with him getting a Dragonlance.
Yeah, I'm down too. BKB on the Razor as well. Not because of Blade Mail, obviously, but
I would agree.
More because Lina and Puck and those kind of heroes.
Actually, I almost would like Blade Mail on him as well, in some ways. Because he could reflect pure damage to Axe, physical damage to Lifestealer, magic damage to Puck.
Yeah.
That might be useful.
And what? Without that Oak Club, 10 strength is what, 190? Or
it's 200 now because they changed it.
Okay, so. But he'd still be sitting with, okay, if he sits on strength treads, 1500 HP. Right, that's pretty good for a Blade Mail. I think it's actually not a bad idea.
Plus, when they cast spells, they're taking damage from unstable current anyways. So, and the slow. It's kind of a cool idea. It's probably bad though, honestly, because if you don't press it in time, then you're spending 2k on an item that doesn't really scale you in any good way. It's for the best, definitely, that he doesn't get it. BKB is a lot safer. Doesn't have to get stunned. Doesn't have to worry about Dream Coil stun.
Yeah. Complexity. We're trying to set up a trap in the top lane, and actually work though. Mind control staying off map for the time being. Complexity really want to take this middle tier 1 tower. Liquid though, I don't think they're going to give it up without a fight.
And a weird build on Limp here. He actually has Boots of Travel and Windlace this game. Tons of movement speed. I guess they're trying to counter their opponent's vision.
Mind controlled silence! Dream Coil actually to stop that one. Now the silence comes in. Z-Freak will follow it up with a blink of his own. Managed to get the call. And yeah, free kill there. No rotations from Liquid. They're actually trying to kill the Lifestealer, but now the Puck's going to TP onto the Dragon. He doesn't have the Dream Coil anymore, unfortunately, so won't be able to immediately stop heroes like Matumbaman. They could slow him down with the open wounds and might still be able to get that kill. The Ice Shard's actually blocking in Fauna, not going to be able to steal that much damage, but still, it's okay because Matumbaman managed to get away from Chessie and Limp with that high amount of movement speed. Liquid may actually still be penciled on. Z-Freak makes his initiation, managed to get up coL. That's going to be chop number 1, looking for more. Jarek's going to be the next target with the open wounds. Chop number 2, not going to be in time as the snowball comes out. They'll still get the kill. Going to be a gimme for Limp, but they won't be able to get that big movement speed to chase down more. So, Complexity and Liquid going back and forth, brawling it out through the 20-minute marker, 18-17.
This is a good game. This is a really good game. Lots of fighting, lots of killing, and Complexity getting some good advantage. The Boots of Travel completely making sense now. He's just TPing in onto the Lifestealer creeps. If they find any support, Puck can be there to stop a TP, which is normally what counters that ancient thing. Oh my god!
Another Dream Coil.
Are you kidding me?
Mind control locked in, goes through the sprout. Oh no, the silence buys a little bit more time. Mind control still no. TP back.
Oh,
TP,
he's gonna live.
TP, he's gonna live. The Culling Blade's just not enough. Oh man, I forgot about the mech, so I was like, oh, he'll be calling Blade. There's no way he can actually TP in time. But the mech did give him just enough time. If only Z-Freak, they just didn't know exactly where he was.
Yeah, it was the Sprout basically. It pushed, it gave him some space to the battle, or the Berserker's Call didn't work. They had to use the silence earlier, and then that just wasn't enough time to DPS through it. I can't believe they caught him. That was such a good guess.
The fight is about to get very different, though. Liquid have completed one BKB on the Gyrocopter, and they're about to have another one on the Razor. And bottom lane looks like Hanskin could be dead. The Ice Shards revealing him as he tries to go into the trees. And TP coming in for the puck. If Hanskin can actually get out any damage, unfortunately can't get off the Laguna Blade. So looks like Jerax will survive because of that. And Limp now has to full out retreat. He's going to be cut off. His mind control blinks himself forward. Limp is actually hiding in the trees, though. Full 5 heroes here from Liquid searching for the puck. But this game of hide and seek will be won by Complexity.
Yeah, I still liked what Limp is doing there. He got a ward down. He's able to buy his Ring of Health before he died, so he's very close to having Aether Lens. Aether Lens is a really good item on Lina, especially when you're playing hard support, since you can't really get close enough in a lot of cases to do your combo. But now he can stun from range sometimes before they even realize he's in the area, and that could completely change a couple fights.
Just keep on going. Liquid put 5 heroes bottom, and they start poking at that tier 2 tower, to which Complexity respond by heading top with Limp and trying to keep some pressure there. Z-Freak easily deals with the bottom lane push.
So Matoma Man's still farming. He's got a great KD at this game, 7, 2, and 6. This man was born in pubs, and this game is a pub.
Oh yeah.
So he's doing a great job. I think Limp's playing fantastic, though. He's just been all over the map, farming items, fighting where he needs to. The net worth looks so much better for Complexity now. They have 4 very farmed heroes, Liquid sitting on 3. It's getting better over time for them.
Yeah. Again, it feels like it feels like to me, if they had the Lifestealer armlets a little bit faster, some of those early fights go better, that Complexity could have actually snowballed this and they would have a really good chokehold on Liquid at this point. But right now, it feels like it's still rather even, and the farther the game goes, the more advantage Liquid are going to get. But we'll have to see. This Desolator does definitely make a rather large difference. Now we have a huge physical damage increase against those BKBs. Hanskin, though, caught out once again.
Yeah. Almost nothing he can do at that point. He had a really next-level stun there, but Liquid just ran away and spread out. Almost no way he gets killed.
Oh, nice Ice Shards.
Guy.
He's got the Walrus Punch to buy a little bit more time. And Rage TP out for Chessie. Jump in from Limp.
Well, it's for the best he left. Just a lot safer.
Yeah.
Nothing is lost, really. Just 50 gold. They can defend this. Yules is up on puck now, so him dying is almost for surely not going to happen here.
Yeah, they've got 2 cores that, if they really put their minds to it, can almost always escape. They play defensively. The puck with the Yules, and then obviously Lifestealer. Very little that can stop his Rage TP. It's only the Walrus Punch right now.
Or just like super raw physical damage kind of thing. Darkseer might get caught by the supports.
Yeah, he's going to be pulled back in right to the LSA that Crow had stolen earlier from Hanskin. When he got caught out, Chessie's going to eat his way through the trees, trying to get a little bit of space. Nice jump in from Limp. That's going to be able to stall up the progression by Liquid. Matumba Man fighting against Hanskin. It's going to take a large majority of the nukes and will end up going down behind the tier 2. Now Z-Freeze caught one more. He's going to get Kuro. Unfortunately, the mech stopped the Culling Blade, so they won't have that one for the fight anymore. And Chessie being run down by Fada, but movement speed for movement speed. Looks like Lifestealer's going to be able to stay one step ahead. Now Fada has to retreat with the BKB about to wear out, but it gets called up first and now bursted by Limp.
And they're playing so well. Limp is just owning this game. Just constantly nuking heroes that are going on as allies. And now that Chessie's fairly survivable, he can get away from these fights when he's out of position. Limp's just cycling his cooldowns. Every 13 seconds, he has a huge AoE nuke. And he's placing it very well. He's maximizing his damage. Like, that fight, he did 2,040 damage. Like, how do you even do that much as a puck? It's incredible.
Yeah.
The Lifestealer did 2,000 as well. Axe did 1,200. I think Hanskin also made a great play, too. He said, this guy's diving us, but he's way out of position. He committed his life to guaranteeing that kill. And that's what started the whole fight from turning. Because that's the easiest way for them to do damage, is Gyrocopter, Rocket Barrage, and Chase.
Yeah, you know, I thought the BKBs would make the fights go a little bit more heavily in the favor of Liquid, but that's definitely not turning out to be true. So maybe Complexity can push this to a point where their Lifestealer can really give them some true carry power.
It's a great hero now. The laning stage, if he had armlet, it would have been better. It was a little iffy, but it's really good now. He's a high physical damage carry who counters tanky heroes, and that's exactly what Liquid picked. They picked Gyro and Razor. Those heroes do counter him in some ways, but he's going to eat right through them. High HP, pretty strong armor. He cuts through that with Feast and with Desolator.
Limp, because of the boots of travel, is able to do certain things like this. He's gonna show himself at the top lane, push out the wave real quick, thanks to the Veil of Discord. And Liquid don't have this, usual calm presence of mind of like, oh, that hero's top, let's go ahead and, force a fight bottom, or we could do Roshan for freely, because now Limp, after that bit of a push, is gonna show himself near the Roshan pit, gets an orb, and gets all the information that Complexity need now to be able to contest Liquid. I think they absolutely have to back out now because Roshan only at half HP. They seem to be daring Complexity to come and fight them, and Z-Freak will absolutely oblige. They pop out, trying to go from Matumbaman immediately. He managed to get off his BKB first, and Chessie is running out of rage time as Fawn is hoping to be able to chase him down, stealing more and more damage. The BKB of his own is going to wear up, and an Ice Shard blocks him in. Now Limp has to get out farther up, though. Matumbaman, well, he does get blown up by Hanskin, but he dropped the ultimate first, and Complexity are all incredibly low. Z-Freak is going to go back in, trying to get mind control with the trance on top of him. He'll definitely get the spins to finish him off. Snowball unable in time to be able to save mind control, and Z-Freak, yes, he's a tanky hero, but Fada's stolen so much damage and has so much minus armor coming out for the Static Storm. Limp wants to go back in. He's got the minus armor on all these heroes, hoping to be able to pop somebody. Doesn't manage to get enough on coRo. And now he's actually going to be slowed down. Has nothing here. He's got a phase shift in a second. Will be able to dodge the snowball, but the orb is only up in another second. It's not going to be good enough.
I think he had to hold that phase shift just a quarter of a second more. The static field, I think, caught him on the way back in. The other big mistake was that he used Yules on the Razor. When 3 people are chasing you, if you just Yules one of them, but you get back with the static or the unstable current, you're slowed for 2 seconds. And that was kind of what guaranteed his death. And killing coRo was a little bit tough. So as a whole, kind of good initiation, but the fast BKB from Matumbaman completely changed that whole fight. They just would have blown up Gyrocopter right at the start if he didn't press that in time.
So the reactions of Matumbaman does save that fight from being utterly disastrous. I'm pretty sure Matumbaman dies there, Complexity win the fight, and they also take Roshan. But now would win the fight, not handedly enough to take Roshan for themselves yet, but they're going to go back in now.
I'm sure Limp will be there soon. 15 seconds. Do they have a creep to jump in? That's the real question. In some ways, Chessie should actually infest a creep just so that Puck can get there faster. If they do want to fight, that's what he has to do. He's pinging the creep. These are crappy creeps, though. He doesn't want any of these. And it's too late. Rosh is going to fall, so if maybe they could have defended that if there was a slightly better creep, but the fight just didn't go quite well enough. And that's going to start transitioning these tanky heroes of Razor and Gyro into more actual carry items, not just teamfight items. That's really what they need. This is the scary part of the game for them.
Complexity still have the opportunity for pickoffs, and Mind Control has to be well aware of that. As at top lane, yeah, they're going to make this jump. Mind Control's going to get caught. As the call goes in, they're going to be able to land the vacuum and stun, missing the culling blade, but still able to get the melee hit to be able to finish him off.
Oh, can they get Swindle? Nope.
Not there. And Hanskin also just barely able to get out.
Good escapes there. They didn't even have to use Laguna Blade either, so
yeah,
that's really great for them. I kind of like this support Lina. He doesn't have the best KDA, but if he just stays in the back, his damage output's huge. It synergizes just so well with Puck and Axe. Just all about burst damage, really.
Yeah, the faster you can bring a hero within range of Culling Blades, get that big movement speed increase, you're able to chase down another hero.
If he gets gone on, he dies. But if he doesn't get caught, they're going to find Matumbaman.
Oh, and they managed to catch him. He didn't pop the BKB. That's because he has Aegis. He wants to save it for his second life, unless, if only Culling Blade was up.
Yeah.
He missed that top one. Limp, I think, is still going to be able to chase him down. He just has to hit him with Dream Coil, and that's it. There goes the Aegis.
Worth it still. That was a very fresh Aegis, so
yeah.
Now the team fight advantage that they had is not there. If they did have Chop, though, they could have killed him in their jungle. But he was way too close to the tier 2 by the time they got that kill. So that's one mistake that led to a pretty big impact. Courier being sniped there by Fada, I think, sitting at the Ancients. Or by the secret shop there. Looks like he maybe spawned Treants, which revealed where the Courier was normally hiding in trees. So many courier deaths this game.
Yeah. Now they'll be able to get that tier 1 while Matumbaman farms up the Ancients. Looks like he's going to be going for an MKB this game. Dragon caught out, but there is going to be a puck boots of travel in. They get the snowball comboing, and they actually hit Limp with that right as he TP in. He's going to have to phase shift and somehow blink himself to the side and orb out of this one. Looks like he's got the distance, though.
Oh, these trees providing some problems.
Oh dear.
This is bad.
He's got another round of phase shift and blink plus orb. That looks like the ice shard hit him. He was unable to blink himself away and got popped.
If he just aimed his orb a little bit more south there, he would have popped in and he would have ran away. But he got caught. The trees caught him, man. Ice Frog. Why would you put them there? That's unbalanced.
Oh no! The wrong tree. He's going to have to just rage TP out. All that excitement for nothing, really.
Not Kuroki got rage out of that.
That's true, that's true. And with the blink dagger, he can go really ham now. He can blink BKB, let's go.
Yeah. So, pretty big mistake from Limp to die there.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think that Lifestealer just there getting caught was as a result of that earlier engagement where Puck TP'd in, but both of those things led to some scary stuff, and Tier 2 tower falls. And Liquid is starting to get some gold advantage back. It's creeping back towards even net worth. And at this stage in the game, I think things are quite even. Like, Complexity definitely had a big power curve in the last 10 or so minutes, and they played fantastic. But it's getting scary now. Like, Razor's got Yeshiva's guard finish. Everybody's attacking slower in Complexity. He's taking less damage from the right-click from Lifestealer. Lifestealer's, like, waiting to get his third item. And the first two he's bought are just early game ones, or mid game really. They're not that expensive, so his carry potential is not by any means ahead of his opponents.
Well, hopefully taking this tier 2 will help out his farm a little bit more. Swindle's going to be running in. Looks like they caught the Lina in the mid lane, but Mind Control may still be caught at top. They're going to lead with the Dream Coil. Shivas goes out from Swindles. They finish him off with the wall and the vacuum. And now, time to retreat. Swindles does have the missile on him. He's got a TP, but I think he knows he's not getting out no matter what. So that is going to be a trade-off still. The tier 2 is going to end up going down here. So at least it's a 1-for-1.
Oh my god. See these Tusk items? Give him a click.
Oh my
You know what that is?
Lotus Orb?
No, dude, that's a point booster. That's going to be
Walrus
kick time.
I hope it's Walrus kick time.
Oh, damn right it is. What else do you think is Scotty or something? He is a snow character, so maybe. But I think it's Walrus kick for sure. It does like 350 damage now, I believe. And it's on like an 8-second cooldown.
Oh. Snowball, Walrus Punch, holding in Chessie. Man, Kuro actually managed to comboing up that stun beautifully with Jerix, and they get that free pick off into the tier 2.
This is looking bad now. Handskin giving away his stun to Kuroki just means that now with the Blink Dagger, he can permanently stun somebody for like 5 seconds. That's so much, especially against a Lifestealer. It's hard to stop that from coming. And still more trouble for Lifestealer to transition into his next item, which is going to be an AC. But it's late now, and Fada's got another 4,000 gold. Does he buy a Butterfly now? Does he get a Scotty? Does he get another armor item? If he gets AC on top of this, he just doesn't die to Lifestealer. Now, he's probably not going to do that, because there's still a lot of nukes from coL that could kill him. He's not paying attention. Another kill top.
Get Mind Control with the combination of Limp and...
They've been just so good at killing him. Like, they always know where he's going to be.
He got Mega blocked up. They're going to try and retreat into the trees and TP out. And they will be successful. Snowball, not quite in time.
And Puck's just going to stay up here. I don't even think he needs to leave. He can just wait. Wait again for somebody to come and farm and blow him up.
Cutting those creep waves if nobody shows. Everything you can.
I think I would like to see Swindles go pipe next. Because he does keep getting bursted. Despite being this high armor, he's got tons of mobility, survivability items. I just think that he needs to have a pipe. These mid-game fights have been kind of rough. Maybe it's a little unnecessary as well, because now Gyro, as well as the Razor, are transitioning well into big carry items, which pipe doesn't work very well against. But
good lord, Z-Freak.
He's got to stay alive. Talking about his items or something?
No, yesterday he had some sort of setting problem.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was the exact same. It was setting, sorry.
Might be his computer. Who knows? Maybe things are getting reset.
Yeah.
He's quite farmed. He's got Crimson. I mean, I don't know how many pieces of armor he can hold. He's got 2 right now. 3.7k. He can build his next item.
We've already got.
What do you advocate for here?
You can get like a
heart, maybe.
Heart's
kind of okay this game.
Is Lotus Orb bad in this game? It's not terrible actually. You've got a
Missile Reflect,
Snowball Reflect, Telekinesis, and
Static Link. That one's huge.
Yeah,
because it just completely kills Razor's whole skill. Doesn't get anything out of it. That would be really big.
Yeah, those are not bad.
It's all right.
It's
not amazing.
Yeah.
I kind of like Heart better because he's just doing so well in terms of farm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like 1,000 extra HP, and it gives him more right-click damage. He's quickly running out of item slots, though. This is one of the problems with playing against a Prophet. You got to carry Quelling Blades most of the game, and almost all their heroes have it. Darkseer has one. Lifestealer has one. Axe
Time to turn that Quelling Blade into a Battle Fury.
That is the old school Axe build, man.
Let's go.
He's gonna clear Treant so fast with that.
Man, they actually have. If they had a Lotus Sword, they would have like all the armor items. They're gonna have AC on Chessie, right? They've got the Blade Mail and Crimson Guard. They have the Shivas on Darkseer.
Wait. They got any of them Ring of Protections?
Nope.
Why not, dude?
All right, time for Hanskin to buy a Ring of Protection. Let's go. Needs a Ring of Bacillus.
That wouldn't be terrible. He's only got 4 armor. He definitely dies really easy this game. If he gets farmed and is able to pick up an Ags or something like that, ooh, it's gonna be value. He's had to play too scared all game basically.
Finally blinks in, gets an aggressive forward now.
Ooh. Z-Freak goes BOTs. Puck is building towards Ags. Ags great against BKB carries.
Mm-hmm.
So good against them.
Time for the boots of travel onto Lifestealer creep without every hero you have.
Yeah, the 5-man TP. It'll look really cool. And then coL will just like drop a creep on it as they all TP. Boom, AoE stun. He's still got Light Strike, right? It's almost gone though. Once that goes away, coL is gonna be so much less of a threat.
Yeah.
He does go for the Scotty on Razor. Damage, HP. Actually, it's a great choice. You can slow the lifesteal. That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm. Gotta keep him off of your other supporting heroes. Man, Mind Control's had such a rough game. He's getting up so much by this puck that he still is only sitting on a mech, drums, and now Maelstrom.
This is probably the least farmed I've ever seen Mind Control, and that's not saying that he's playing terrible. It's just he always plays so freaking well and rarely dies. That it's incredible how many times they've been able to catch him. The other cool thing about the Razor build, it reduces attack speed by so much with Scotty and Shivas. It's like 45 plus 45. That's a lot. That's going to limit a lot of Lifestealer's DPS.
Z-Freak, got to be caught here. Unable to blink himself away, does Force Staff ahead of the Shivas.
JK's
has a blink, turns it around. The rest of his team is coming. Swindle's going to help him out with another Force Staff, and does still have the Surge ready to go as well. The Shivas slowing down these heroes, and now the rest of Complexity are going to be here. Z-Freak is going to be caught. Now the coil comes out from Lin. Jumps in, forces out the BKBs, but Eul Scepter is causing him some issues. Still going to be able to phase shift as well. Fada snaps that coil, taking a lot of time here as they're actually going for him. No, but Tumbaman in the background is where Chessie's going to go for, taking out that damage dealer. Now Fada will be able to BKB and TP out, but it looks like it's cleanup time. Jarex, he's going to be the 3rd kill that Complexity might be able to snag. Unfortunately, just don't think his snowball blink attempt here is going to work out. Yeah, he gets Eul's called, and that's also a gem. Didn't see that one. Oh, wow, that's not the gem. Or yes, it is the gem. All right.
I'll put your ability on cooldown for a gem. That's a good trade.
Yeah.
Quelling Blade. Dude, Z-Freak baited that so well. I thought for sure he was going to blink TP. Nope. He draws him back left, tanks some damage, and buys time for his team to get there. And it led to a great team fight.
Tumbaman has bought back Complexity. Very happy with this one, but still not backing away. They're going to continue and try and force this, or at least the tier 3. Eul Scepter on the Razor, and yeah, everybody from Complexity backs themselves away.
Yeah, the big part of that fight was really when Gyro's BKB got wasted by the reinitiation from Axe.
Mm-hmm.
It wasted the rest of the BKB, and then the combo came. And on the other side of the fight, Lina was able to get her full combo off on the Razor, I believe, get him fairly low. He didn't die, but it basically dealt with the other tanky run-at-you heroes. So it was pretty much just Gyro by himself, getting a little too tunnel vision trying to kill Axe.
Yeah.
So just really well. They bought so much time for each other. Great Force Staff usage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Complexity's playing great now.
That's the play for Complexity. Not Battle Fury. Force Staffs to repel replace the Quelling Blades.
Yeah, it actually works so much better.
Yeah.
They almost all have Quelling or Forces now too. Darkseer still has Force and Quelling. Force Staff, maybe? Hmm?
I think that's the one hero that probably goes Battle Fury if we push this late enough, you know.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be bad. It's mostly bad, but it's almost not bad. Just mostly. I would definitely go like, I don't know, Abyssal Blade or something instead. That item should be able to cut trees down, in my opinion.
It really should.
It looks pretty... It kind of looks like a saw, really. Like a saw axe
Yeah, it
thing.
actually does.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know how you would saw a tree with that. It's kind of weird. It's more like the guy who requested that was like, I just want this giant thing that has so much metal and it scares people, and I'm just going to swing it at people so hard that they die. It doesn't have to be efficient at cutting or anything. It's just going to be...
One of those sort of nightmare bosses in horror games
Yeah,
that has
exactly.
a weapon that is just, you know, in real life, which is way too clunky, but it looks scary.
Yeah, they're just so much stronger and bigger than everyone else that it's just fine.
Yeah.
B's coming in mid, so Complexity's going to stand together mostly. We'll see if Liquid can steal the Roche, but they can't do it that fast. Matumbo with the DD, decent damage output, but Liquid definitely playing scared. They got to stay together in most cases. BKB now up on Nature's Prophet, a fresh one. Will be good for team fighting with that, but I don't think that's the best solution. It's a solution that he needs, but it doesn't solve all of their problems.
29-29. Roshan number 2. And I was like, I don't think it's number 3. I don't think it's cheese time yet, but it's so late into the game.
But they're going high ground.
And so Liquid are going to be forced back here.
This is okay. If they only lose range barracks even, they're fine.
I mean, they're defending and still getting the Aegis, so that is
Super
best
worth.
of both worlds for Liquid at this point.
Yeah.
Complexity,
Really
pretty decent gold advantage, 6,000, 7,500 experience, but nothing that is insurmountable, that's for sure. It's like a speed bump on both sides. This game is very close.
You know what is insurmountable? Trying to outfarm Fada. It's just incredible. Like on a hero that doesn't actually farm that amazing, he still is just so much higher than everybody else in net worth.
It's like Move's Viper. I don't know how people farm on these kind of heroes that don't actually have any good farming mechanisms, but they're doing it.
He's incredible. 4K gold on top of his items right now. Not sure what he picks up. SNY would kind of be in the same vein of items that he currently has, but at some point they definitely need an AC. And I would like it on Razor at this point. It's just going to limit what the lifestealer can do a lot. It's either that or Butterfly for sure.
Yeah.
So he needs to mitigate some of the damage. Maybe he can do... Yeah, I wouldn't get Eggs at this point. It's too late. It's pretty good against a lot of the coL heroes, but I think he's got to worry about DPS first and foremost, and a little bit of survivability.
Right. Wrap around here. Smoked up Liquid.
Ooh, this could be pretty huge, actually. Smoke's going to end before then.
Yeah.
They saw it. They saw it. They saw the ice shards. They know. If the smoke breaks
Time to TP
before... Okay, they won't notice.
Man. If Kuro perhaps like his smoke pops and he immediately blinks over to the side and maybe gets a disable or something.
Yeah, it could have worked.
That could be a pick, but now Complexity knowing that there's some heroes on the bottom side. Get a little pressure on top. Chip damage on that range Rex.
Yeah, this is the easiest way. Just kill the creep wave and blink back and let the creeps do the work. No threat there. I would really like to see Liquid win the next team fight, though, because that's the best way that Tusk is going to get Ags this game. I don't really see him.
I was wondering where
unless
you were
they start
leading that.
winning
I was
fights.
like, that is incredibly biased of you, Kevin.
I'm biased about Tusk Ags. Have we
yeah.
seen this ever? Tusk Ags in a pro game? I don't think
Yes,
we've seen it.
Ice
Have we?
Ice built it once. I as in like built it once 5 minutes before the game ended.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But in a tight match like this, I'm not sure if we have.
Is it good? It's kind of cool this game actually. He could blink. Does it go through BKB? I assume it does, right?
Yes, just like
Okay.
Walrus Punch.
What you do? You start playing Earth Spirit basically. Lifesteal goes on somebody. You blink, kick him away, and then you're like, "You're fine, dude. Got you." Oh, there goes
Z-Free. Blink away, and he's good.
really good reaction from him. He's just playing so well. He's been a huge nuisance to his opponents.
And another opportunity to get some damn damage on that range Rax. Let's go. Complexity 4-man into the base, forcing mass TPs. They might actually be able to get melee Rex if Liquid's not careful. They do pop the glyph, and that's still a win for Complexity as long as they don't actually get caught. Kuro jumps forward, unable to get the telekinesis to slow anybody down.
All right.
Clean escape. Garrix, what's she doing here? Does
Farming eggs, hopefully. Oh, he's looking for kills.
I was about to say, is someone on Liquid have boots of travel you're going to try?
Gyro's coming over. He's got to initiate fast is the only thing.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
missile.
Z-Freak.
Okay, got the missile.
Time to TP
Force staff
out.
the missile. Yeah, no.
That
hex
would have
on
been
Prophet.
clutch, but
if Prophet hadn't gone Gek so many times, he could have like a Hex by now.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely behind where he normally is in a game.
Yeah.
But the game's still going semi-okay for Liquid. Every time they go high ground here, they rush to defend it. They do a great job on that. They're spreading the map decently well. They're still farming very well on coL. Gyrocopter is still scaling okay. He's got lots of space for new items. But I feel like more impact is coming out of the supports now from Complexity, big time. Like, Hanskin's transitioning really well, whereas a Tusk in the Ultra late game is not as good.
Oh, Chessie immediately jumped on. They're going to be able to combo stun him and get a lot of magic damage in, but it only takes him down to about half HP. The ice blocks a bolt out. Now the missile comes in, but he still had the rage up, and it doesn't really matter. He can't retreat back through the middle lane. That's why the Dream Coil comes in to try and stall things up. Scotty slowing down the courier, but they still managed to pick up that gem. They lost Alina, and Chessie still needs to heal up, so Liquid do have some time to be able to beat on this tier 3 tower. Might just be able to take it. Waiting for the buyback. The initiation's going to come first in the vacuum into the call, but the snowball save from Jerix is there. They managed to save a lot of HP. Matumba Man, he's now going to have to lifesteal his way through this one, but no chance against the Laguna Blade. He does have another life, though, thanks to the Aegis. BKBs are wearing out for Liquid, and now Z-Freak, another initiation onto 3, controlling these heroes up, pulling them back in through the wall. Complexity now on the hunt, looking for these heroes, seeing some weakness. Liquid, 2 supports trying to jump onto the puck, but no opportunity to be found there. A quick phase shift buys him some time. Veil. Liquid at half HP. Swindle's going to try and slow down these heroes with the Shivas. Another call from Z-Freak. It just doesn't stop. He gets Matumba Man. Controls on my control as well. Vada is really the only hope to be able to win this fight for Liquid, and he's being controlled up as well with the Yule Scepter not getting out much damage. Can't even finish off Chessie, it seems. Scotty, turn around, open wounds. Now the stun from Hanskin. They get the time to right-click him, and Chessie stays alive. Ever so barely. They lost their axe, but boy, Z-Freak did everything in his power to be able to win that fight as they finish it up, claiming Mind Control's life as well. Complexity lost the tier 3, but they hold and win the team fight.
What an insane fights. I said that Tusk doesn't do anything late game, but those snowballs, man. He's so fast, too. As soon as the call happens and it looks terrible, he's right there, grabs everybody, and stops it from being a complete womp of a team fight. Jerix, man, he's making the value happen.
Dual Scepter on Jerix, has Dream Coil, but doesn't really have any follow-up. Oh, and hello, coL blinks in, gets a call, but he's no follow-up damage. That didn't really do much. All their cores are dead, and now they're getting vacuumed up. Dream Coil, Snowball, nope, he's not bringing coL into that one. Stuns up Swindles, but it looks like they're still stuck in the same position. Force Staff buys Jerix a little bit of time, but it looks like he's still going to die to Chessie. Now comes the mass buybacks. 4 buybacks here from Liquid. They need to be able to catch a lot, and they're going to start with Chessie. Uh-oh. He jumps inside a creep. We'll be able to get a blink away after that one, but the ice shards! Oh, Jerix just doesn't stop. He keeps Chessie controlled up long enough for Fada to try and go for the beatdown, but it's not enough. He gets a surge, a little bit of distance. Jerix gets the Force Staff forward. No, the blink away. Chessie gets even more distance. Mind Control's looking for the blink forward. He sees the puck, but he doesn't really care about him. He wants Chessie. He needs this kill. Bad the rage. Armlet toggle. It's coming up in a second, but there's no chance. Jerix gets the Walrus Punch, slams it in. 34-33. The action doesn't stop in Liquid versus Complexity. Game number 2. Limp showing himself now. Matumba Man chasing him away. I think that is all she wrote, at least for the time being. I'm saying that, but Mind Control's coming forward. How does this just keep on going?
Okay, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
That was a huge kill on Chessie, though. He almost got away. It was very close, but huge mobility items on Liquid. Blinks and Forces. They can chase just as fast as a fast lifestealer with a blink. And that should guarantee them the racks. It's back and forth. Sorry to say, Jerix had to buy back there. He had like 1,800 gold. He could have had eggs, but he guaranteed a lifestealer kill. There. Way more important, and that's going to get them a racks advantage over their opponents.
Yeah.
So Liquid's still in this.
And they're actually going to go for 2 here. Oh, the jump in. They managed to catch Limp with the quick telekinesis. They've blown him up. He does have buyback, and so does Chessie, but they want to be able to hold on to one of them until the Dream Coil. They catch 3. Now the jump. This is the chance. Potentially, Complexity can end this, but unfortunately, BKB TP's out, and the call's just not in time. They can get Matumba Man. He starts TPing away, but the damage is too quick for him. He's dead, and he's dead for 80 seconds, too. Complexity, they're going to catch a little bit more. coL's going to be next. It's a Force Staff. To be able to buy enough time for the blink away, but not enough. Chessie, with a blink dagger of his own, has proven to be quite resourceful, being able to close the distance with these heroes.
So many buybacks there. The 2 support buybacks from Liquid and Razor in the previous fight. Now 2 big buybacks from Complexity from the Lifestealer as well as the puck. And everybody is, this is it now, pretty much. They're going to try to get some advantage from this. They'll at least get a tier 2 tower mid, but they've got to They got to keep going, and they got to be careful who dies next. If there's a big fight in this next engagement, the game could just completely end. Deep Freak going for Octarine, I guess. Cool build.
Sure.
He could lifesteal from Counter Helix.
Yeah.
At huge amounts, actually.
And lower cooldowns always welcome for something like Berserker's coL.
Oh,
that mini RP that it is.
That's amazing.
But first, they're going to take the lane of Brax. Liquid not going to buy back, nor can they on the Gyrocopter. Doesn't have buyback even when he comes back to life here. Side device complete for mind control. They're going to get some damage on this tier 3. Complexity really hoping to make this 2 lanes of Rax in exchange for losing their mid.
They got to get out though.
Not going to make this so easy. Gyrocopter is coming in. Hanskin, he's going to be the first one caught. Jesse is able to complete his TP out, and both Blinks manage to stay ahead of Jerix just in time.
Mind control looking though. He went too short. They're all so fast with Blink Daggers and Forces.
Fortunately, he's not able to catch anybody, and Liquid are going to have to play hard defense now. They lost their melee racks too.
Game's still pretty even though. We're 50 minutes in. At this stage, losing your melee racks, it matters. But they've got enough items that they can deal with this counter push. What a crazy game though. Still buybacks for everybody pretty much for about 3 minutes. The people that do have it are going to be Gyro, Darkseer, and Axe.
This is potential opportunity for Liquid to kind of even out the buyback advantage if they can get themselves Aegis and Cheese. I'm not sure, like, maybe with the Axe coL and then the follow-up disables of, like, Lina and the burst damage, they can burst somebody down and make the Cheese not really usable, but
Definitely
other than
harder
that,
for them.
Yeah, it seems like there's always going to be Satanic or Cheese that's going to be able to go off for Liquid kind of no matter what.
Yeah, their opponents definitely have more burst damage and stun. Like Puck getting bursted down, for example, really unfortunate for them. Complexity trying to get a free kill in the base, though. I like their positioning. I don't know if they showed. I'm guessing they did do this ward. They know that they're in the area.
Right. Just like they still haven't shown up around that ward, guys. There's got to be something awkward here. They do manage to get that Aegis in the end.
Oh, Fada's looking.
Initiation.
Fadas doesn't have any items at the moment. He's missing an item. I mean, he had. He's almost got Butterfly. I think. Yeah, he's got a Talisman. He's probably going to put the cheese on his hero, though.
And this is actually going to be a pretty huge damage loss that will potentially be there for the whole entire game because Chessie actually went for the Abyssal Blade build. Has the Basher for now, but entirely without an MKB.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point. At some point, he can justify selling... You sell Deso? Armlet?
I mean,
Armlet gives you 9 armor. That's pretty good.
If he had the gold right now, like if he had just like, all
Infinite
right,
gold.
cheat gold 10,000, right? I would say you sell your Basher and get the MKB. I feel like the Blink Dagger is too valuable. Desolator, I mean, you can argue, okay, there's definitely some better damage items here, but
I sort of agree, but the value of being able to guarantee stun somebody for 2 seconds, it opens up your team to do other stuff. Because right now, their really good initiation is Axe coL.
True.
And
especially
if he gets Abyssal, it's instant as well.
Yeah, with the Blink.
Yeah,
you're right.
And they can follow up with Handskin. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but that's only on one hero. They don't have Butterfly yet on Gyro. And maybe they should have gotten those Butterflies more this game.
They are spending a lot of time seemingly ignoring Fada, and a lot of these fights are just going for the rest of the teams as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, the toilet break.
It has been a kind of a long one. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't blame them. The toilets here are amazing. Like this is like a super nice hotel.
you know how it's a super nice hotel when the toilet paper feels just like it's made of clouds.
Yeah, like
I was just like, all right.
I walked in to blow my nose.
Like 20 ply.
I was gonna like pull like the paper towels that you dry your hands with. Oh no, these
No
hand
paper
towels.
towels. Yeah.
I'm like, well, I can't blow my nose in a hand towel. That just feels wrong. That's I have to go in the stall to get it, you know. And there's marble all over the walls. They're probably like, you know, I could use a relaxing break. Let's take 5, figure out how this game is gonna end. I mean, this could be a long one. This game could hypothetically wrap up to be like a 40 extra minute game from here. Yeah. And I love this game. Tons of kills, tons of fighting, great itemization. Tuska's gonna have eggs. He's ready. Buy back in 1 minute. He's not gonna buy it though because he's more concerned about winning. But the walrus kick.
What a noob!
Come on.
I mean, the walrus kick could be a game-saving. Like even the way that Lifestealer plays as a hero, right? Like just creating as much distance.
What I would actually love is if Axe goes and calls 3 people, he blinks behind Axe, kicks him more out of position, snowballs his allies with himself towards the Axe, so then it like cancels out everything Axe does, follows him up, gets a stun, and then they just blow him up out of position. That's what I want to see. That would be really cool.
How's by chance, do you know how the other season is going right now? Just out of
I was busy watching this one, so actually I got no information for you. But and besides, there's probably only like 4 people here anyway, so like, what's the point of directing them to other places, right? Compared to Stream 1.
No, that's not true. This game is getting hype. Now everyone's filtering around. They're like, it's a 54-minute game. There's tons of kills.
Yeah, but we're Stream 2 plebs. Everybody knows they get like 25% max of the viewers of the mainstream. That's
because we don't have the beautiful red eye. That's why.
That's true. No panel. You just have to listen to us talk about, or at least...
You want to do a 2-man panel after the game? I can host for you, Kevin.
And we'll send it back to the panel. Thanks, Cap. Cap here. Gonna break that game down in case you didn't enjoy listening to us for 60 minutes already. Purge is gonna continue talking about item and skill builds way too much. And yeah, we'll hype that one up. This is a great game, though. I'd love to see this go 3 games. I think this is definitely going to make Complexity a lot more confident as well. Game 1 was pretty one-sided, but they've been playing fantastic this game despite the early game deficit.
I'm so glad you said that, Kevin. Did you notice when I was on my phone during the earlier part of the pause?
Nope.
I was trying to figure out whether or not this was a 2-game series or a best of 3 because I thought it was best of 3 in this group stage.
Yeah, I think it's all best of 3s.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. But I was like, it's a group stage. It's normally 2-game series. I didn't want to ask that question in the broadcast, but we're in an awkward part of the pause,
okay,
so
Yeah, well, I'm already exploring the weird territory.
10,000 gold lead.
Unless Toby's the one exploring, then I'm out. I'm like, Toby, I'm shutting it down.
You guys should see the way that Kevin shuts Toby down when it's like off broadcast.
Isn't that the same though?
Yeah, okay, it is kind of good. Most of the time, those topics don't come up during the broadcast, so it's not like you act differently. But
sometimes we're like somebody starts a conversation and Toby's about to enter, and I just know it's gonna get weird. I can just feel it coming. I know, and it usually does come. I mean, he's gonna say something awkward. It's like kind of on topic, but like he just went away that I wasn't willing to listen to, and I don't feel like that often.
Kevin has no mercy when it comes to the cosplay picture game.
I call him out all the time.
No,
in person, on Twitter, all the time. I hate that shit. It just creeps me out. I'm just like, ugh.
Oh,
it just makes me feel uncomfortable. It's just that Toby just says things that makes me feel uncomfortable. That's it. And I'm an awkward guy too. I say uncomfortable things all the time, but Toby he's a real talent. Real talent at that.
Oh man.
If only he was that good.
Toby's gonna be like so depressed when this tournament is over because Blitz and I came up with in our earlier series we came up with a concept called Toby Bucks.
Toby Box or Bucks?
Bucks, like like money.
Yeah, okay.
The idea being, Blitz had one idea, but I kind of altered it a little bit. So you get Toby Bucks every single time you cast a LAN event, right? It's like kind of a prestige thing. Toby's probably cast the most LAN events in Dota, so it kind of in a way makes sense. But the way you use those Toby Bucks is if you say something stupid in a broadcast, you just hand that in, and everybody agrees just to forget that you ever said it, right? Earlier I was like, oh yeah, and the Tinker can potentially clear through the enemy Sven's ancient stack. And I immediately was like, "Oh, wait,
you can't do that anymore.
You can't do anything." It's going to say, right?
I get you. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Everyone just agrees not to hear that.
Toby definitely has a lot of Toby books sometimes.
Exactly.
You're definitely right about that.
Toby's had to spend a lot. I think Toby's in debt right now. Toby bucks.
Just a little bit.
All right, 36-35. Game is underway. 55 minutes. 10K gold lead and 15,000 experience lead for Complexity. As I thought that their lineup would run out of steam past 35 minutes. That is clearly not the case.
That's Fado, man. He just keeps getting items. It never stops. The highest net worth in the game. He's still 1 item short, but he's almost finished. So from there, he's just looking for Boots of Travel, level 2, and the Moon Shard. And the Butterfly is going to make him super survivable, but at some point, I'm a bit worried that he has all tank items and no damage. But maybe you can BKB swap, I guess. I think he can mostly justify that.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's got enough HP that the nukes are limited.
Especially with the Ags up on the puck. Like that was once upon a time, that was one of the primary disables that BKB would allow you to ignore was that Dream Coil. But
I could see him buying like Daedalus or something like that. Even maybe a Rapier if we're getting late enough. But just a really raw damage item on Razor at some stage I would really like to see.
Yeah. Oh, he still hasn't completed that butterfly,
Yeah,
of course.
he's
but
got the
after that.
evasion one.
Mhm.
The quarterstaff and the courier. I don't know who that's for. Actually, I have no idea. Someone making an orchid? Profit orchid?
Isn't that for the butterfly?
Oh, yeah, it still does do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I next leveled myself. I'm so
You're
used to
thinking
so many-
Dragonlance?
I'm used to all these items changing, so then
Yeah.
I got confused. Well, there goes my Toby bucks for the event. They're gone. Didn't even get them yet. I'm in debt. I'll get them back by the end, I'm sure.
Yeah. All you have to do is correct someone else. You have to say something really smart.
Oh, I'm totally ready to do that.
All right.
I'm super about criticizing people for mistakes they make on broadcasts.
All
My
right.
specialty.
So is anybody going to be buying? Where's the current gold? There it is. I never look at this one because
Oh, yeah. You ever pressed F5 before? No, wait, F3? What is it? Where F7?
F4.
Where's that magical one? Oh, the F4. Yeah, you're totally right. That's the one.
That's the one.
The I love numbers tab.
Mm-hmm.
It's
gold
beautiful.
per minute, gold earned, current gold.
Experience per minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my vision.
So the next person to get a new item would be Swindles, as
the butterfly finish? Yeah, it is.
he's got 5,000 surplus. So he can actually buy a big ticket item like Scythe or something and still have buyback.
Oh, this is a huge timing window for Liquid here. They've got Butterfly and Gyro, and they're about to get it on Razor as well. Like, they could just lose right now not having DPS. Like, you're totally right about that MKB being missing.
All right, jump uphill, Scythe of Ice, immediately put it onto Matumba Man.
Okay.
And he's going to be forced away. But the creep wave is coming in, trying to burst them as quick as they get uphill. They end up dying. And there's a gigantic creep wave coming in bottom lane, so Mind Control has to back out, quickly deal with that one. Liquid still can push high ground if they want. They just need to wait for the TP to come off cooldown.
Farm faster, Jax. Please buy it. He's going to need a lot more gold. He actually, I feel like he's never going to get it.
He's going to need 1,100 more.
Just to be able to buy back and have eggs.
Oh,
they're
what
all
is
TPing
mass TP? Holy crap, smoke. 3
Surely
smoke,
they saw that, right?
4 inside of Limp.
I think they TP'd a little bit late there. Oh, they're going to catch Crow.
Yep, they're going to run right into him. He had a haste, but it doesn't matter when you get called up by Z-Freak. But that really wasn't, like, that was a huge investment. They didn't get that much until maybe the Dream Coil catches Matumba Man as he popped the BKB and ran outside of it. The snowball comes in, but it might not be enough to save him. Z-Freak starts wandering in, does get slowed up, and now the back into the wall! Swindles hits it big time, able to save this fight perhaps as they start going towards Hanskin. Another call from Z-Freak, managed to catch both Fada and Mind Control with the LSA coming in, controlling up the Razor, taking him down. Mind Control as BKBs ran out. He's going to be food for fodder as Limp runs him down the left-hand side, and Z-Freak gets a third. Liquid, they have some buybacks, but they don't have one on critical gyrocopter.
What a fight there. That ult from Puck just guaranteed that the BKB on Gyro was wasted, and then he just kept getting disabled the whole fight. Everybody in Complexity got to sit back and do what they wanted. Swindle waits out the BKBs, gets the vacuum wall, and now they're going high ground.
Let's say lands on Fada. They actually do the snowball, but doesn't actually pick up the Razor. Think he was going to need some help. Now Chessie pops out, starts going straight for Fada. Hoping to be able to get a bash. Does get one, plus the call on Z-Freak. They need to be able to keep Fada alive. He can't afford to go down here. The BKB traveling back to the fountain. Another bash, but Chessie, his attack speed too slow, and now he's lost so much damage. And Ishard actually punches them out, but the punch actually comes in, takes out the Puck. He's down for 2 minutes. The buyback is available. Swindles is going to be there. Here comes the buyback. Z-Freak. Oh no!
Crow's owning
he got
so
hit
much.
by something, wasn't able to get a good call, and Swindle's still going to go down, but now the LSA lands on Jerix. He's dead for good. 100 seconds on the clock, 15 more seconds until the gyrocopter's back up, and Complexity, they're going all in here.
Crow just keeps casting Berserker's Call on people. He kept the Razor alive, and that allowed him to kill almost the Life Stealer. Kept one on the backside. Range Barracks is going to fall here. But will they keep going? I think they can, but Gyro's up in 3.
Razor starts coming in. Chessie's already down to half HP. The call on to only Mind Control. His Fada's going to be free to hit whatever he wants. BKB goes down. Z-Freak is going to be the target even through the Blade Mail. Doesn't seem to matter. They're going to be able to catch him. BKB outed. Matumba Man is able to chase down Swindles. They need to be able to catch him because Chessie is so damn low inside the Darkseer, but they're getting an escape, and now they're kiting Matumba Man around. Mind Control just TP's in, but it's straight into Z-Freak. Get the 2-man call. They're topped one. Going for Fada. They drop it down. No, Crow! He manages to save it for just a few more seconds. Fada trying to get away. The blink for another call. Z-Freak takes him down, and Matumba Man goes. That's a wipe. That's all of Liquid down, and Complexity will take game number 2 in what is the most hype match so far of Epicenter.
Oh, that was so cool. Complexity played fantastic from beginning to game end. Liquid did exactly the same thing, back and forth. Really disappointed that Jarex didn't get an Ags, but they played amazing. So many good team fights from both sides. coL was trying his best to disable and hold that game together at the end as well, but they just didn't quite